After having finished the Gavi safari and the subsequent birding at Vallakadavu, on the second day of the package at Vallakadavu, we had lunch at the canteen and immediately proceeded to Thekkady in our own vehicle for the boat safari at the Periyar Lake, also known as the Thekkady Lake. Governed by the Kerala Forest and Wildlife Department, the lake is visited by hundreds of thousands each year. Interestingly, this lake was created artificially when Kerala's longest river, Periyar, was dammed in 1895. It is always better to book the tickets online ahead of time, as you can expect a crowd at the counter. Visitors can park their vehicles at the parking lot adjacent to the bus station and the ticket counter at Thekkady town and reach the lake in the bus operated by the Forest Department. The Periyar National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary, now known as the Periyar Tiger Reserve, is a protected area located in the districts of Idukki and Pathanamthitta. Periyar Lake is inside a protected area and contributes to the conservation of plants, fowl, fish, and wild animals, some of which are rare, endemic, and also endangered. Boats are operated by both the Kerala Forest and Wildlife Department as well as by the Kerala Tourism Development Corporation. Boating is done at regular intervals starting at 7:30 am. The last one leaves at 3:30 pm. Each service takes about an hour and a half. It is a renowned elephant and tiger reserve. The protected area encompasses 925 square kilometers, of which 350.54 square kilometers of the main zone was declared as the Periyar National Park in 1982. The park is a repository of rare, endemic, and endangered flora and fauna and forms the major watershed of two important rivers of Kerala, the Periyar and the Pamba. The park is located high in the Cardamom Hills and Pandalam Hills of the southwestern Ghats along the border with Tamil Nadu. It is just a few kilometers from Kumali and Thekkady, 86 kilometers southeast of Thodupuzha, 103 kilometers east of Kottayam, 110 kilometers west of Madurai, and 147 kilometers southeast of Kochi. The first official action towards the conservation of wildlife and biodiversity in Kerala was taken in 1934 by the Maharaja of Travancore, Chittra Thirunal Balaramavarma, by declaring the forests around Periyar Lake as a private reserve to stop the encroachment of tea plantations. It was founded as Nellikampatti Reserve. It was consolidated as a wildlife sanctuary in 1950 after the political integration of India. The sanctuary was included in Project Tiger, a central government initiative, and was renamed the Periyar Tiger Reserve in 1978. Periyar National Park lies in the middle of a mountainous area of the Cardamom Hills. In the north, the boundary commences from the point nearest to the Medaganam in the interstate boundary up to Vellimalai. To the east, the boundary follows the interstate boundary from Vellimalai to Kallimalai Peak with a height of 1,615 meters. It is bounded by mountain ridges of over 1,700 meters altitude. Toward the west, it expands into a 1,200 meter high plateau. From this level, the altitude dropped steeply to the deepest point of the reserve, the 100-meter valley of the Pamba River. The highest peak in the park is the 2,019-meter high Kottamala, the southernmost peak in India, higher than 2,000 meters. This lake is the final drainage reservoir for the Periyar River, which is the longest in Kerala. Also, the Mullaperiyar River can be said to be a contributor to the waters of the Periyar Lake, as it is also dammed by the Mullaperiyar Dam, which sits at the confluence of both the rivers. The waters of the Periyar Lake further drain out to the state of Tamil Nadu and partially to the Kerala district of Idukki through the Idukki Dam, which fills the Idukki Lake. Periyar Lake allows for a number of interesting activities, some of which are as follows. Take the 7:30 a.m. boat ride, which runs until 9 in the morning. This is an opportune time to sight local and migratory birds which begin their activities for the day. If you book the 1:45 p.m. boat ride, it might be a little too hot for comfort, but you will significantly increase your chances of spotting tigers and elephants which come out of their hiding places in the forest to sip on water or take a bath or just soak themselves in the pleasant lake for some respite from the afternoon heat. Mornings are recommended for birders, whereas afternoon slots are highly conducive to sightings of wild animals who reach the lake to quench their thirst. The Periyar and Pamba rivers originate in the forests of the reserve, both in Malappara. The other prominent peaks within the park are Pachayar Mala, Vellimala, Sundaramala, Chokkampetti Mala, and Karimala. The topography consists of steep and rolling hills which are thickly wooded. The sanctuary surrounds Periyar Lake, a reservoir measuring 31 square kilometers, which was formed when the Mullaperiyar Dam was erected in 1895. During the boating, we found a herd of Indian gaur on the banks of the lake. There were few Samba deer too grazing nearby. The reservoir and the Periyar River meander around the contours of the wooded hills, providing a permanent source of water for the local wildlife. The temperature varies depending upon the altitude, ranging between 15 degrees Celsius in December and January and 31 degrees Celsius in April and May. Annual precipitation is between 2,000 and 3,000 millimeters, with about two-thirds occurring during the southwest monsoon between June and September. Much of the rest occurs during the northeast monsoon between October and December. Summers are warm with some precipitation in April and winters are cold. The park is made up of tropical evergreen, semi-evergreen and moist deciduous forests, montane grasslands, montane savannas, man-made stands of eucalyptus, wetlands and lake and river ecosystems. A total of 1,965 taxa or species and infraspecies of flowering plants have been collected and described from the park. These include 17 species categorized as possibly extinct. Out of the aforementioned flowering plant taxa, about 171 species of grass and 140 species of orchids have been recorded within the park. The grasses are found in the open grasslands found on the edges of the water bodies and montane habitats where fire-resistant vegetation grows and dense grasses like elephant grass are found. Various herbivores such as sambar, Asian elephants, gaur and wild boar have been observed to graze here. On our return journey, the herd of gaur were still there. Forests found here are composed of deciduous, evergreen and semi-evergreen trees like teak, rosewood, terminalia, sandalwood, mangoes, jamun, tamarind, banyan, sacred fig, kino tree, bamboos, Diospyros bodyloni, Hopia parviflora, Diptocarpus indicus, Semicarpus travangoricus, and the only South Indian conifer, Nagia wallichiana. The medicinal Gloriosa lily grows in the park. The endemic flora include Habenaria periarensis and Syzygium periyarens. The park is surrounded by agricultural regions, especially plantations of such crops as tea, cardamom and coffee. 35 species of mammals have been recorded in the park, including many threatened species. It is an important tiger and elephant reserve. A total of 40 Bengal tigers were counted across 925 square kilometers of the park in 2017. It is valuable for the Asian elephant, and a few white tigers are also found here. Other mammals include the gaur, sambar, wild pig, Indian giant squirrel, Travancore flying squirrel, jungle cat, dhole, sloth bear, Nilgiri tar, lion-tailed macaque, Nilgiri langur, Salim Ali's fruit bat, striped-necked mongoose, and Nilgiri marten. About 266 species of birds can be seen in the park, including migrants. Endemic birds include the Malabar grey hornbill, Nilgiri wood pigeon, blue-winged parakeet, Nilgiri flycatcher, crimson-backed sunbird, white-bellied redstart, and black-necked stork. A 4-day survey conducted on 1st to 4th December 2016, organized under the aegis of the Periyar Tiger Reserve, found the presence of 13 new birds and 16 butterfly species that were undetected earlier. The newly found bird species included Eurasian woodcock, steppe gull, grey-necked bunting, and paddy-field warbler. There are 45 species of reptiles, 30 snakes, 13 lizards, and 2 turtles. Snakes include the king cobra, Malabar pit viper, and striped coral snake. Amphibians in the park include caecilians, frogs, and toads. Species include the Malabar gliding frog, Asian toad, fungoid frog, and bicolored frog. About 40 species of fish are found in the local lakes and rivers. These include the Periyar trout, Periyar lathia, Periyar barb, Channa barb, and Travancore lodge. There are about 160 butterfly taxa, including South India's largest butterfly, the southern birdwing, lime butterfly, Malabar tree nymph, Indian orchid, Evershett's ace, which is endemic to the southwestern Ghats, southern spotted ace, which is also endemic to the southern parts of the western Ghats, but is more common and with a greater range than Theresa eversheddi, Madras ace, the highly threatened Travancore evening brown, which can only be found in canebrake, various kinds of uncommon Michaelis species, some of which are endemic to the Western Ghats, and many kinds of moths such as the southern Atlas moth. A survey jointly conducted by the Periyar Tiger Conservation Foundation, Indian Dragonfly Society, and the Forest and Wildlife Department in October 2017 found 77 species of Odonata, including the Asian emerald. A survey jointly conducted by the same team in September 2018 found 8 more new species. There are several places of interest not only near the lake but also immediately encompassing it. Depending on the time you have at your disposal, explore these beautiful options near Periyar Lake. Periyar Tiger Reserve. Surrounding the lake, Periyar Tiger Reserve is a famous attraction for its rich collection of elephants and other animals and plants. Even bird watchers can have a great time sighting a lot of indigenous and migratory birds that dwell here. We could also see birds devouring the carcass of a samba deer. There was also a lone dhole or wild dog nearby. Thekkady is a tea garden town and is only a few minutes drive from Periyar Lake. It's a popular destination for spices and tea. Paruntumpara Hill Viewpoint. Another gem in the Idukki district of Kerala, Paruntumpara is a hilltop which takes an hour to drive up to. Just before you reach the top, you can park your four-wheeler or two-wheeler and take on the rest of the journey on foot. The promenade that leads to the top affords lovely views of the mountains, valleys, and even waterfalls in the monsoon. We finished the boat safari, enjoying the ride and the sightings of the animals, and parted with our fellow trekkers and returned home.